Hey, what's up, everybody? Here we go again, episode 80 something at face value. I'm Brian.
I'm Lucas.
And I will.
Super pumped to have you back again for another week. Took the last week off. Absolutely nothing going on in sports worth noting. The Pro Bowl got moved to Tuesday night because they're just trying to kill it off completely, I think. Um, didn't watch a second of it. Don't even know if they did all the games and all that. But little more going on this week. We got the Olympics going on, NBA trade deadline. We'll touch on a little bit. College baseball coming up. So we'll do what we can. So stick with us. We'll see how it goes. It should be fun as always. So let's start with our hugs and hikes. Lucas, you want to get started?
Yeah, I'm gonna give a hug to curling. Curling has been absolutely electric. I don't know if anybody's tuned into it at all, but man, every night, obviously it's being played in Italy, so the time difference, going back to time zones, but the time difference makes it hard to watch during the day with work and everything. So I've been catching up with it when I get home at night, and the mixed curling team, they finished with a silver medal. They defeated the defending Olympic champs Italy in a crazy match, and then ended up losing to the Swedes in a tough one. But dude, it's absolutely electric. I guarantee it was better than the Super Bowl. Um,
Yeah.
and so yeah, it's been really fun to watch. The men went today. They're starting off. Um, man, have you all ever played shuffleboard?
Yeah.
Dude, shuffleboard is so fun, and I kind of wish I grew up in an area that had a curling club because I feel like I would definitely try that. It looks awesome, dude. It looks awesome. Um,
It's going to be the next pickleball.
dude, I would be in, but that would be very expensive to have a curling facility, trying to keep that ice that cold at all times. But yeah, it's been really fun. There's a lot of events coming up too that are a lot of fun too. I was watching the speed skating. Um, just going around in circles super fast and watching them wipe out is awesome. Um, so yeah, it's great. It's the rich people's Olympics because all of these sports I feel like are mostly rich people.
Dude, what's crazy too is if you look at the difference between like the summer and winter Olympics, it's like the Summer Olympics. It's like like athleticism, like the
Yeah.
best, like endurance, things like that. And then like the winter, it's like who's going to survive the course. Like,
Well, but I mean, endurance is there though, because I don't know
oh,
if
for
y'all,
sure.
I don't know if this might be one of y'all's hugs, maybe not. I don't know if y'all saw it, but there was a Norwegian dude who does the cross country skiing. The dude was going uphill with two skis and two poles at a 6 minute mile pace. He was
Yeah.
going 11 miles an hour up a hill. That is absolutely insane. Like there are a lot of people in this world that can't even run a 6 minute mile pace on flat ground.
Yeah.
It is crazy. So it's just cool to see. It's always like a little fun intermission of sports when the Olympics roll around. I think we started the podcast when the Summer Olympics were
Yeah,
starting
we
up
did.
a few years ago, and so kind of full circle. We're now into the winter ones, and yeah, it's just fun to kind of keep up with and have a rooting interest with your country. So yeah,
Well, in 2026 is just kind of jam packed with the world competitions. You got Winter Olympics going right now. You got World Baseball Classic about to start, World
yeah,
Cup this summer. I mean, 2026 is jam packed with worldwide competition. So
yeah,
should be fun.
really awesome.
What about you, Will?
Yeah, I'm gonna bring my hug back local, and by local I mean back in the United States. Nothing against Italy, it is the home country for me, but I'm gonna bring it back here. I'm gonna bring it back to the Super Bowl, which we'll touch into in more depth here in a little bit. But the hug goes to Sam Darnold, because everybody across all platforms. The guy cannot win the big one. He can't win a playoff game. He sure as hell is not going to lead a team to a Super Bowl. I'm not going to say he's the one that went and won it for him. The defense played a large part of that, but he played mistake-free football. after leading the league in turnovers, didn't have a single one during the postseason. Uh, just commanded the game as you want your quarterback to do, and just a huge turnaround for him. I mean, he went 14-3 last year with the Vikings, and they went, you know what? We don't like you. We want unproven JJ McCarthy who cannot complete a forward pass because we don't think we can win the big one with you. Um, so it was a great deal for him. Crazy trajectory of a career. Was a castaway with the Jets. Also, he became the first quarterback since Joe Namath to have ever played a game for the Jets to start a Super Bowl.
Wow. I did not
Not
realize
for
that.
the Jets, just a quarterback at all that's played for the Jets.
Yeah. Oh
Wait,
my
Obviously, after they
gosh.
played for them, because you
that
can't count Favre and Rodgers, but
that's what I was gonna say.
after they have donned a Jet uniform, he became the first one since Joe Namath.
Wow.
Wow, that's
Namath
crazy.
ain't played for a while, guys.
That's
Yeah.
wild.
Also, he's also the first USC quarterback to start a Super Bowl, which is a little
Yeah.
more surprising because they've had some good ones, had some Heisman Trophy guys, and but so that was a little more surprising. The Jet one blew my mind. But anyway, get off a little bit here. Hug to Sam Darnold, leads the Seahawks to Super Bowl win, and now has his career just on the up and go.
Did he win the MVP?
No, Kenneth Walker did.
Yeah. But you should have, because I mean, I remember watching that game and I was like, man, I don't know who is going to win the MVP of this. Like
Yeah,
at one point, I was almost like, I feel like Christian Gonzalez for the Patriots like should have been up there just because I mean the dude like was in on like almost every play throughout that. I was like, but obviously it's very hard to give the losing team the MVP. But I was like, man, like no one's really sticking out. And then Kenneth Walker kind of finally broke through at the end, which of
I
course
mean,
he waited until the fantasy season was over for him to really go off, which is great. But
yeah, it's odd for it's odd for a running back to win the Super Bowl MVP without scoring a touchdown, which I know he got the one called back at the end, which would have put the stamp on the MVP game. But like, I mean, honestly, you could have given it to Jason Myers, who kicked 5 field goals.
yeah,
You could have given it to Michael Dickinson, who laid every punt like inside the 10.
yeah, that
Uh,
was crazy.
or just given to the entire defense, who just had Drake May and the offensive line an absolute blender. And I know he's an LSU guy, Lucas, but Will Campbell got absolutely annihilated all night long. It wasn't
So
just him,
bad.
but
Yeah.
that poor guy, rookie season, just the whole O line had no chance. Mike McDonald just had him dialed up. Yeah, you could have given
Yeah.
it to anybody.
Left tackle in the NFL as a rookie's a tough ask.
Tough, yeah, poor guy. Good rookie season, just tough ask on the Super Bowl against that
Yeah.
defense.
Again, I didn't watch it, and I didn't watch a ton of the playoffs, but it sounds like the Texans had a tough time blocking the Patriots. I feel like there was a lot of O line play that just wasn't
Hmm.
awesome. I mean, just in general, because I know obviously we know C.J. Stroud didn't have a great game, but yeah, well, yeah, but I'm sure he was under duress most of it too. Like he was on the run and obviously made bad decisions. But
Yeah, Texas O line though probably would lose to some varsity teams in Texas.
that's that's fair.
Well, I'm gonna give my hug to staying with the Super Bowl to Demarcus Lawrence, who before the season they asked him about going to the Seahawks, and he said, "I love the Cowboys, but you're not going to win a Super Bowl there." And then in his first season with Seattle, wins the Super Bowl. So
Wow.
pretty much not called his shot, but called his shot leaving Dallas and immediately turns around. So I mean, I'm always a big fan. Like, I mean, we know the struggles of the Cowboys for the last three plus decades, and so it's I always root for those guys like Demarcus Ware when he went to Denver. It was like, man, like I was happy that he won a Super Bowl because he was a legend. Like Demarcus Lawrence, same thing, just always an elite player for Dallas. So it's good to see him at least go and win one because I mean, guys like that deserve to get one at some point. So uh obviously at the cost of my team, but good for him being able to go over there and win a Super Bowl.
Was he a big part of the defense this year?
I mean, there was a lot of big parts. I mean,
Yeah,
he played a pretty good role, but I mean, it wasn't like he was
the
the guy on the
guy.
defensive line. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
they had several players
Yeah,
that were dominant this year.
they were
yeah,
more the sum of the whole unit was greater than one individual part.
yeah.
Yeah, for sure. But what about a hike, Lucas?
I'm gonna give my hike to Liverpool Football Club. Um, this weekend, Manchester City went to Anfield, um, and Arsenal were up 9 points in the standings. Um, they won on Saturday. On Sunday is when Manchester City went to Liverpool. Liverpool scores an unbelievable free kick in the 80th minute to take a 1-0 lead, and then just boneheaded defensive errors, a penalty given away. Manchester City comes back, wins 2-1, narrows the lead now to 6 points. Manchester City today played Fulham. Now the gap is down to 3 points. Arsenal play
Wow.
tomorrow. Arsenal play tomorrow, where we can make it back to six. But as an Arsenal fan, the past 2 years finishing second, it's just hard to watch Manchester City go on a run like this.
Hmm.
It's almost like deja vu. And hopefully Arsenal can take care of business and not have to worry about it. But man, it just sucks, dude. It sucks. Liverpool had it and gave it away, so they can absolutely go take a hike for not being able to hold on to a 1 goal lead with 10 minutes left.
Yeah, this is going to be a huge season for Arsenal to find a way to stay healthy because I mean that's
Yeah,
been what's cost them the last couple of years is
for
just
sure.
losing their
And
big guys.
Arsenal have been playing unbelievable soccer. I was going to say football, but unbelievable soccer since Kai Havertz came back, and they announced today that he's going to be out 3 to 4 weeks with a muscle injury. And so hopefully this doesn't start a run of injuries. Saka's been out. So Will, tomorrow when you're at work on the tractor, 2 o'clock, Arsenal Brentford Peacock. It's a big game.
I might be able to pull that one off.
I know.
I will be on the tractor.
I feel like there's
I
a few
think
you've been able to pull off and you magically forget.
Y'all will get a text at 2:10 after y'all say, "Will, game's on," and I will have forgotten all about it until I get that text.
fair.
I'm just gonna call a spade a spade.
Yeah. What about you, Will?
Yeah, Brian, you kind of alluded to it in the open, but my hike is the Pro Bowl because what? Like what it's not even what are we doing? Like just what is the point?
Yeah,
Did y'all see who they ended up picking for the three quarterbacks to represent the AFC?
Saw one,
I saw one. Yeah.
I'm gonna guess the one that you saw was Joe Burrow, or the one y'all saw was Shadur Sanders.
the second, the
Yeah.
latter.
Joe Burrow also got picked, who played
Two
not
games.
much football. The other one was Joe Flacco, who was benched in
I did
favor
see that.
of who was benched in favor of Dylan Gabriel, who was then benched in favor of Shador Sanders, and then Joe Flacco gets traded to Cincinnati to take over for the injured already mentioned Joe Burrow.
God.
What a dumpster fire of an organized event.
Did they play a
Why even
game?
have it? I mean, flag football, but it was a glorified recess at best.
I mean, someone made a good point that they read in an article that they moved the game to Tuesday at like 7:30 in the evening because they're trying to just completely tank the ratings so that they finally have like full justification to just completely do away with it.
They already have it.
Yeah. I mean, it's been a mess for years. Ever since Sean Taylor killed that punter in like the early 2000s, like the Pro Bowl's gone completely downhill. Um yeah, I mean it's in shambles. I mean, I think we've mentioned it on here before, but I don't know why they don't just go to where you select your all pro teams and then you just move on. Like there doesn't need to be a game. And really any of the major sports, I mean, outside of hockey, what All-Star games have been exciting to watch? None of them. I mean, it's
I mean,
just
Baseball. I was about to go there with that, Brian. Too. Is that just name them all stars? I guess. But I guess the game even necessary? Like, just give them the break. And
yeah,
honestly, I don't really get the point of all stars anyway because the football one is essentially just the all pro team. But like baseball and basketball, you're picking all stars in the middle of a season, and then guys that make the all star team don't make an all pro team at the end of the season, or vice versa, or all NBA. Like
yeah.
yeah.
a starter in the all star game may not make first team all NBA at the end of the season because there's another part of the season coming. Like that's more important than the all star nod to me. But
And that was going to be my question. I don't know if it's structured into contracts in the NFL with making a Pro Bowl, but it sounds like it's probably more with All Pro, like making the All Pro team. You'll probably get a
Well,
bonus in your contract, kind of thing.
I mean,
Because
I think there
I
are bonuses built in to where if you make a Pro Bowl, like
exactly.
depending on who it is, you there's like incentives that are built in.
So Joe
but
Burrow might have just got paid.
but football's dumb because like at least the other ones there's a break in the season. So if you want to have an all star game, whatever. The NFL's all star game is after the season, the same time
Yeah,
you
Yeah,
name the all pro team.
yeah, for
yeah,
sure.
So, especially with the way it's currently constructed, with this laughing stock of what they call the Pro Bowl, just axe the thing. Honest to God, Brian, I forgot it even happened on a Tuesday till you just said it a while ago.
yeah.
I had no idea the day that if it wasn't for Twitter clips that I saw on Wednesday, I wouldn't have even known that it happened.
I didn't even see a clip of it, so I didn't know. I literally saw zero highlights of the Pro Bowl.
I saw one. I saw like some YouTuber made a crazy PBU on as a DB in the back of the end zone and then did a backflip, and everybody thought it was awesome on Twitter. That's literally the highlight that I saw. I didn't see a single professional football player in a highlight. It was a
No.
YouTuber.
Yeah,
The funniest clip I saw was literally Burrow, Sanders, and Flacco walking out as representatives, all with the look on their face like, what the fuck are we doing here?
yeah. Why are we here?
this
That's
this is
crazy.
so dumb. Like to make that sentence out loud, there's three quarterbacks representative. That's how many people
Yeah.
said no, thanks, I'll pass. That they had to go down and like
Because
Well,
I
and that's what makes it irrelevant is the fact that
Shadur
you just
Sanders
go
is a
down the
one-time Pro
list.
Bowler. Like
Yes, and
that's gonna
you're
go on his
literally going
resume.
down the list, like all the players that are turning it down. Like it's just wild to me. Like
and that's got to be kind of the nail in the coffin is if players do that until there's nobody that says, "Hey, I'll step up and I'll do this." Because obviously
yeah,
those three quarterbacks were like, "You know what? I'll do it," even though it sounds like on the look on their face said otherwise. But that's got to be kind of the nail in the coffin. Just nobody show up like
yeah,
Chris Paul.
yeah, pretty much.
Well, take it back to Hawaii, then guys might say yes. They take their family on vacation and stuff.
Absolutely,
Yeah, not Orlando. Because I
Disney
mean,
World.
because baseball used to be fun
Yeah,
back when it had World Series implications, where the winner got World Series home field. But ever since they did that, now you have all those opt outs. Because I mean, that was an argument I made too. It's I know we're going off Pro Bowl, but like the baseball All Star game is the one that makes the least amount of sense because you're giving you guys 4 days break, but then you're having your pitcher have to throw an extra inning just for a game that means nothing.
dude. The way baseball markets and how bad they are, I bet they'll make an all-star team, like not split, just one all-star team, and they'll just battle it out against the Savannah Bananas. That'll be the all-star game. I
That
mean,
honestly could happen.
I'm dead serious. I bet people would tune into that. At least kids would.
Yeah.
Like just make the all-star team play against the Savannah Bananas.
Put on Nickelodeon, have SpongeBob hit a
Yeah,
home
dude.
run. Like,
I I mean, dude, don't take my
yeah.
idea. I'm sure it's been said already, but if you want to market to the younger generations and population, right? I feel like that banana ball's taken off pretty good.
Yeah, fast paced, exciting game, but
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, it's wild, but no, I agree. The Pro Bowl is just horrible, and it's hopefully this is it, and you just move on. Like you don't need an All Star game, like we've been saying. So, well, my hike is going to go to the. I guess it kind of goes to all of them, like the NFL Hall of Fame voting committee,
Oh yeah.
who decided that Bill Belichick, arguably the greatest coach in NFL history, is not deserving of being a first ballot Hall of Famer. And when you ask him why, a lot like Bill Polian, for example, who was the GM of the Indianapolis Colts in the years where the Patriots were beating them every single year, says that he doesn't remember if he voted for Bill Belichick or not. Like just giving absolute BS justification, and just people said that they took Spygate and Deflategate into account when voting, which if that's the case, then you better not vote Tom Brady first ballot Hall of Fame either, or anybody on those Patriots teams. You better not vote any of them first ballot Hall of Fame because they were all part of that team.
But what statement are you making? Is you're going to vote for him next year?
Yeah, like
Yeah.
So he's just not first ballot? I mean, what do you? You're
yeah,
not. This isn't a steroid thing where you're going to unite and keep him out. Like
yeah,
he's
like
getting in, and if he doesn't get in first ballot, no coach in the history of football should ever get in first ballot unless they surpass the accolades that Bill Belichick has. Because if that's a standard you're setting, then there's never going to be a first ballot Hall of Fame coach.
no, there shouldn't be.
There's
But
just the whole voting process is ridiculous. Every single person should have to make their vote public. If you're going to sit here and hide behind a autonomy, but the only reason you voted that way is because your personal vendetta, you don't get to do that. You don't get to play that kind of crap. So either I think the whole process is going to get revamped because there's been a lot of egregious omissions over the course of time. This one, I mean, there's not a single justification that you could give to me. And the fact that at least 10 over 10 people did not vote for him, get out of here.
yeah, but I mean, and we've talked about it. Like it's going to your point. Like we see it in baseball and or baseball has been the main one we see it in, where it's these writers that have their personal bias, and so they vote or don't vote for somebody because they like or don't like someone. It has nothing to do with stats and all this other stuff. It's just I didn't like that guy when he played, so I'm never going to vote for him.
Yeah, it's
It's
not
just
about stats when it's literally a stats slash legacy based achievement.
yeah, it's just I don't know.
Stupid. Yeah. Dumb. I just yeah. I don't know what else to say. It's just kind of wild. It goes back to kind of the conversation we've had previously about like blue bloods and how you determine that. Like, how can you tell the story of college football? Well, you can't tell the story of the NFL without mentioning Bill Belichick and the Patriots over the past 20 years. Like, it's just not possible. And so that's crazy. I mean, same thing, Tom Landry. Like, that's synonymous with NFL, right? You just
Yeah,
know exactly where to go with that. When you talk about Bill Belichick, you say, "Oh, Super Bowl champion." Like that's what it is, and yeah, that's just crazy.
yeah,
Probably because he didn't give him a direct answer during an interview at one time after
Yeah,
a game. You know, like there's butthurt. Like,
yes,
yeah. He wasn't
it's
he
crazy.
wasn't he wasn't slash still isn't a likable guy.
Yeah,
So a lot of people have like again their personal bias or vendettas or whatever against the guy. That that not only shouldn't, that can't be a reason you don't vote somebody in the Hall of Fame.
no.
now if this was the College Football Hall of Fame, fair.
Correct. Correct.
But that's not what we're talking about here. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's stupid.
Yeah, I did see the NFL like immediately after they already said they're going to reevaluate how they vote people in. Because I mean, we've talked about it. The NFL is the easiest Hall of Fame to get into,
I would think.
and leaving a
Because
guy out like that.
But yet they somehow miss guys.
yeah,
Yes. Yeah.
It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
Like, like the fact that let's bring up To. What did it take To 3 years to get in the Hall of Fame when he's top
Yeah.
five in every statistical category almost as a receiver?
Because he wasn't a
Same
likable
thing there.
guy.
People didn't like him. Correct.
Yep.
People didn't like him. Like,
I thought he was hilarious. I still
Oh
do.
yeah.
That's a
I'll
funny dude.
I'll forever
God,
remember the interview of him doing sit-ups in the driveway while he's answering
Dude,
questions. Like
dude,
guys,
classic, dude. Absolute classic. Just helicopters flying over. He's working out his driveway. Oh, dude, so awesome.
I don't want to get off on a tangent too much here, but like,
what
think
else we gonna
about
talk about? Like, go ahead.
true. Like, think about like the world we live in now with all the clips and everything people do. Like To, Randy Moss, and Chad Johnson back in the day.
Oh yeah,
Those
dude.
Dude,
three characters, absolute cinema from all the content we would get from those guys. I mean, there's still plenty out there, but think about how much was missed because not everything was captured like it is now. Those
but
three
but
would
Yeah.
be unbelievable.
but what's
Antonio
crazy?
Brown took care of a lot of that though for
That's
us. So
fair.
True.
That is fair.
But Chad Ochocinco, he's still so active in like Twitter and everything. I don't know if you follow him. He's a funny follow on X. Like
Yeah, he is. But I mean,
he's
just purely the
no,
comedy he did on the football field.
oh
absolutely.
yeah.
Just his interviews and stuff that he like and like going back, he's like, yeah, I took Viagra before every game, increased blood flow. Like, dude, and the thing is I wouldn't doubt if he actually did.
Yeah.
Well, man,
That's what's crazy.
because that's even going back. I mean, I watched a clip on Lawrence Taylor who said he was partying all night on a Sunday night and he thought they played Monday. And so he's like driving across town in New York and he sees the lights on at the stadium and like the parking lot's packed. And he asks his driver, he's like, "What's going on?" He's like, "Man, you got a game tonight." And so he showed up in the second quarter of a Sunday night game and ended with 2 sacks. Like,
Dude, yeah, imagine if that happened now.
yeah, yeah,
You'd be
absolutely.
suspended, all kind of
Yeah.
other crap.
Yeah.
No.
Awesome. Awesome. Awesome.
But yeah, NFL voting committee can take a hike. So,
That's fair.
all right, well, let's roll into it. What are we rolling into?
I guess the one game. What game
Oh
the
yeah,
Fuzz
let's talk
played?
about
What?
let's talk about the Super Bowl.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Uh,
I forgot about that one.
Bad Bunny played at half. Now we won't get into that.
I just like the whole
Bad
game.
rabbit.
Bad
I didn't
rabbit.
watch anything.
But now,
Curling. I
yep.
was watching
So
curling.
there you go. Seahawks dominated, like everyone kind of thought they would. Um, just the whole game. I mean, Drake May looked lost. The one thing that the Seahawks generated, because you talked about earlier, Will, about Sam Donald didn't turn the ball over. That's one thing that Drake May all season. That's been his big thing is he did not turn the ball over, and had 3 turnovers in the Super Bowl, which obviously ended up being very costly. But well, one of the biggest things that Chris Collinsworth, Mike Tomlin kept talking about is, or Mike Tirico, sorry, not Mike Tomlin.
I was
Uh,
about to say, did that
yeah,
happen?
no. Yeah, but one of the biggest things they talked about is like the Patriots couldn't block a 4-man rush, so the Seahawks were able to drop 7 guys into coverage and just rush four, and they're still getting to Drake May almost every play. So that was the biggest part of it.
I watched that all year with LSU football. Go ahead.
I mean, that's just gonna be my point. Is just the Seahawks defense is so good, and Patriots offensive line got absolutely exposed. I mean, just a tough thing. But I mean, one thing I think I said in our group chat, like if you look at the Patriots through the playoffs, like I don't take too much away from them. I mean, their offense struggled, but if you look at the last 3 weeks the last 3 games they played probably the 3 best defenses in the league between the Texans, Broncos, and Seahawks. And so, I mean, obviously you're going to have struggles, and your elite teams are going to find a way to win. But I mean, Drake May being a second year quarterback going to the Super Bowl, I mean, still a big achievement. Um, just a heavy wall to run through. It just kind of shows, defense is still what wins championships.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't like a lot of the narrative that I've been reading from some people about like does this performance tarnish May's legacy? He's in year two.
Yeah.
The Patriots are early. They weren't supposed to be this good this fast.
No.
This, I'm not. I mean, yeah, it stinks, but it's something to grow on. But tarnish his legacy, like, yeah, I mean, second year guy runs into a bust off a defense, efficient offense. I don't like that narrative that I've read from some publications on that. I mean, get out of here. Now, do I think they're just going to storm right back again in the next couple of years? Probably not. But I mean, so sometimes teams overachieve, and that's okay. Sometimes you need a little luck. You need an all time horrible quarterback performance out of C.J. Stroud. You need Bo Nix to have a freak ankle fracture to keep him out in their game against Denver. So, but I mean that happens in sports. And then unfortunately they got a little bit exposed in the Super Bowl, and probably the least talked about best team all year was the rightful Super Bowl winner.
Yeah, I was gonna touch that point a little bit though too. Is getting to making a Super Bowl, getting there is hard. Like it is very
Very.
hard, very hard to get
Yeah.
there. And I wouldn't say his legacy's tarnished or anything. Like you said, it's year two, but I mean, look at Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow drugged Cincinnati to a Super Bowl. They haven't even sniffed another Super Bowl since then. Like not even
Have they
Wow.
close.
have they had a winning season since then?
Probably not. I mean, he's been plagued with injuries, all this stuff,
Well,
and
they went to the AFC Championship the next year, but then yeah,
Oh,
since
okay.
then,
yeah, they
yeah,
lost to the Chiefs, I think.
yeah,
But again, like it's hard to make a Super Bowl, and who knows, next year the Texans might be a buzzsaw, and they don't get past that, right? Because again, this is going to be the question I pose is if the Texans go through, I think it's a better game. If
mhm,
if if Bo Ni-
If the
if Bo
Broncos go
Nix
through,
if the Broncos go through with Bo Nix,
sure.
yes,
it'd be a better game. But again, this year, like you said, the cards fell perfect for the Patriots to get there, and it's not guaranteed. Like I mean, I freaking hate it. The Nola no call. Like Drew Brees didn't get to make it back to one, and they had some
yeah,
pretty damn good teams throughout his career in New Orleans, and they made it to one and just happened to win it. And so it's not guaranteed. And so will it tarnish his legacy? I wouldn't say that, but he might not ever get back to one either. You know?
for sure. No, I know. I was just looking at the Patriots' schedule for next year too, because one of the biggest things people talk about was New England's schedule this year. I mean, they got to play Buffalo twice. They got Chicago, Detroit. Uh, they play the Broncos, the Packers, the Vikings, Jacksonville, and at Seattle. So I mean, their schedule's a gauntlet next year.
Yeah,
So that's going to be a big thing too. Is did they make this run partially because of the schedule they had, or are they a legit contender where they can figure out how to go from here? So
yeah. Because that's another thing as well. Um, but yeah, what I was saying is it's just hard. Um, like there are other factors that are in play with the schedule that the Patriots had this year compared to what they'll have next year. With injuries and everything, the games are going to be closer. You're going to play better competition, that kind of thing. So injury bugs could be a thing too, because I'm pretty sure the Patriots stayed relatively healthy throughout the season. Um,
yeah,
but again, I feel like injuries are all time high just across the league anyway.
hmm
I'd like to look at those.
especially in
Uh,
Santa Clara. Have y'all seen that whole thing about the substation that's located next to the stadium?
No,
How like the whatever pulses it gives off, it creates like muscle degeneration and does like a severe spike in injuries. And like San Francisco had like an insane amount of injuries this year at home.
really.
So yeah, so there's a whole correlation, and it's located literally right next to the stadium.
And that can't be moved.
Yeah, and so well, that's what we're talking about. It's like, so what do you like? You can't move this multi-billion-dollar stadium, but are you going to move this potentially multi-billion-dollar substation? Like what do you do? You would think you would do some survey or like some research on that before you just throw a giant investment right there in the middle of it. But
That's crazy. I want to look at that. That's crazy.
yeah,
That's a nuts correlation.
there was no injury, no major injuries in the Super Bowl, so I guess it's not an instant thing because that's where the Super Bowl was this year.
Yeah,
But
that's
no,
fair.
yeah. So we'll see what the Patriots look like next year. I mean, I think they'll still be good. I mean, I've always been a huge fan of Mike Vrabel because like
Yeah,
people kind of talked about how like no one wanted to hire him last year, but I think there was always like that kind of under the table agreement, like as soon as this job comes open again, like you're the guy. Because I mean, you look like they hired Gerard Mayo and they got rid of him after a year because it was just
yeah,
like, we want Mike Vrabel, like that's the guy we want to have. So I mean, I think that was more what it was than people were like, no, we don't want to hire you. 'Cause, I mean, look at what he did in Tennessee and look what Tennessee's done since he left. I mean, Tennessee's been awful since they fired him,
yeah.
but we'll see. Um, I was going to talk about too, Joe Brady getting hired by Buffalo. Thought that was an interesting hire. So
I saw that.
we'll see where he goes from there. I mean, offensive minded guy. I'm sure has a good relationship with Josh Allen, so I'm sure that played a lot into it. Try to keep some of that consistency. Um, but man, that's a big jump. 'Cause, I
It's a
mean,
big risk.
because what it's been 6 years since he moved to the NFL. Because after the 2019 seasons when he went to Carolina, so he's been on the up and up.
Yeah, I feel like that's been a little bit of a trend though, hiring the new young bright offensive minds. I mean, Kellen Moore, he got a head job, although it's in New Orleans, but it just feels like that's kind of like a trend. Has been kind of more frequent in the NFL. Obviously, starting with, I mean, I think it
The
probably started
Rams,
or Lane Kiffin going to the Raiders. Um,
true.
I think Lane Kiffin was probably what 30 when that happened. It was crazy.
Yeah, he was super young, and I think
I'm
that's
I'm pretty sure he was there whenever they drafted Jamarcus.
was that '07? Might have been
I'm
because
pretty
he was
sure
only there
that's
for a year, and then
yeah.
that's when he took the was he
Well,
took the USC job.
he was there for like a year and like three games, and then he got fired.
Yeah, I
Um,
mean, just a lost experiment there,
and a lost will.
and a lost will again.
Yeah,
Wi-Fi's killing him out there.
yeah. But the Joe Brady thing that is pretty crazy. Because the Giants were trying to do the same thing with Charlie Weiss Jr. Like that was a big, huge thing in Baton Rouge.
Yeah,
Like the Giants really wanted Charlie Weiss Jr. They tried multiple times, um, and he pretty much shut him down and said he's going to stick at LSU for a little bit. Which him going to New York would make kind of sense since he was the OC at Ole Miss with Jackson Dart. But
was his dad a coach at the Giants?
I don't know if Charlie Weiss Senior coached with for the Giants. I just remember him at what he was at Notre Dame
in
Well, I remember.
Kansas.
Well,
in
I want to
Kansas. Yeah.
say he coached with Belichick at one point, or Parcells is one of those two. He was on one of
He
those staffs.
he was definitely in the NFL for a stint for sure.
Yeah, yeah.
I
Notre
remember,
Dame's what the last I remember, and they went to
yeah,
Kansas, and that was a dumpster fire. But
yeah. I remember him more as a college coach, but I was also really young, probably when he was mostly in the NFL.
yeah. But no, like with the young coaches, like Sean McVay's one that sticks out most to me. Like he's the one that
Yeah,
has had the most success as a young coach. I mean, Lane Kiffin kind of started it, but then just a short lived. But then Sean McVay coming in, um, Kyle Shanahan, like guys like that, like younger guys, getting the opportunity. Those young, offensive minded guys that can kind of give you that spark. So
yeah. And with Joe Brady too, he's an NFL guy. Like I know LSU tried multiple times to drag him back into college for an OC role, and he wanted nothing to do with it. And again, that's kind of you're going to have those kind of differences where some guys are college guys, some guys want to be an NFL head coach, and I think from the get go, as soon as he had the first opportunity, he jumped on going into the NFL. So
Yeah.
good for
And I
him.
was
Good
just
for him.
I was just worried about him losing that opportunity because he got stuck in Carolina with Matt Rule for those 3 years.
Yeah.
So I was worried about him getting kind of like rolled into that whole, just failure that was going on over there. But he's definitely made a name for himself. I mean, look at what the Buffalo's offenses look like the last couple of years. I mean, he's been doing really good things over there.
Yeah.
But we'll
I
see.
agree. Yep.
That's probably the NFL. NBA wise, I mean, we kind of talked about it a little before the pod. I mean, a lot of trades going on right at the deadline. Uh, Looks like the Bulls are in full sell mode. I mean, they pretty much sold the house. Uh, Mavs dumped Anthony Davis. Wizards listened to us about being irrelevant, so they decided to pick up Trey Young and Anthony Davis. Try to see if they can get a little spark over there in Washington D.C. CP3 going to Toronto, then being told you don't really have to come to Toronto. We're just putting your name on there just for fun. So a lot of trade. I mean, I don't like. Was there anything to you, Will, that kind of was just like mind blowing or like
I wouldn't say mind blowing. Like we kind of talked about earlier, a lot of things were like within the margins. You know, everybody was sitting on the edge of their seat waiting to see if Ja Morant or Giannis Antetokounmpo were going to get moved,
yeah,
and who was going to break the bank for it. There was a lot of reports. Apparently, the Heat at one point had the most enticing offer for Giannis. Didn't never materialize. I'm under the impression he gets moved in the off season, but that'll be a conversation we'll have at that point. If you wait for certain times in the off season, you have more tradable picks once you hit certain points. So I think teams were limited on what they could trade, and I think that's what Milwaukee's willing to wait for. Coped with the fact that he's hurt and with it being another calf injury, and with that calf injury leading to a lot of Achilles injuries, I'm sure they're going to be very, very, very cautious, especially with his size. So I think all those things coped together is why Giannis didn't get moved. Um, Jaren Jackson Jr. going to Utah kind of came out of nowhere because Utah, has Walker Kessler, big man. They have Laurie Markkinen, also a 7 foot big man. He can shoot a little bit. So bringing Jaren Jackson Jr. there, who is the size of a center, but he's actually a very poor rebounder, even though he's a guy that won Defensive Player of the Year in the past. But for being almost 7 foot, he only averages like 6 rebounds a game. So he doesn't really, him being the guy to guard the center and being the guy to get those rebounds doesn't always work with his skill set. So sometimes he needs another big with him. But three bigs with not the best guard play. Interesting decision in my opinion by Utah there, so we'll see how they pair it together. AD getting traded, not surprising. Washington kind of pushing the chips of a rebuild in quicker than I think they should. I'm not saying that they're all in, but they're making some questionable calls. Your big swings here are Trey Young and Anthony Davis, two guys with a lot of injury history, very talented when they're healthy, but you don't know when you're going to get them. So little worried there. Washington might be, like I said, pushing some of the chips in too quick. So they might be right back into our most relevant team in sports. Let's
Where,
see here.
where
What's
where
up?
are they at? Where are they at in the standings? Like, is there a chance for them to be a playoff team? Are they in like a playoff spot right now? Because I mean, the East seems to.
Washington? Washington has the second worst record in the league.
So
Yeah,
no. So I
Yeah.
that makes absolutely no sense. Because again, the
I,
East is pretty open, and if they can stay healthy and stack some wins, make a run. I mean,
no,
I think the
I
East is relatively winnable. No.
more so, which brings me to, I would say probably the name that nobody expected to move, and that would be James Harden, who we probably should not be surprised because he's moved around a lot in his career. But the Clippers started the season awful, 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 awful. One of the worst stories in the NBA, one of the worst starts for a team with decent expectations to try to compete in a very difficult West. And then before the trade deadline, I think they went on a 15 and 3 run,
Yeah.
rolled off a lot of wins. Kawhi was getting the healthiest he's been in a while, playing all-star basketball. James has been more of a scorer again, and they look like they kind of had something going on there. They had Zubac, their center, and it was like, hey man, the Clippers might have something clicking here to try to make a run at it. And the Clippers sell off Zubac to the Pacers and Harden to the Cavs. Now, Zubac to the Pacers, that's a move for next year because the Pacers have pretty much tanked on this year
Yeah.
with Halliburton being gone. They're second worst in the East. They're just retooling for Halliburton's thing next year. The trade for Harden in Cleveland is a all-in win now, right? All-in win now mode because they know the East is gettable. Ahead of them, you got New York, who's been very up and down, even though they're probably the most talented team. You got Boston, who's the most surprising team because Tatum hasn't played a game all year off an Achilles, and you got the Pistons, who yet are talented yet are very young. So Cleveland sees a chance here. The hard move is interesting because they give up Darius Garland. So it was just a 1v1 swap, maybe with some second rounders that nobody cares about. Maybe some lower level money guys to make the money work. I don't know. But you swapped a 37-year-old, 36, 37-year-old point guard for a 26, 27-year-old point guard who has been injury prone in the past, which Harden really doesn't have too much of that. But Darius Garland, very quality all-star point guard who's going into his prime for a guy who is at the very tail end at best of his prime. This feels like a this year move all in for Cleveland. So far it's worked. They've had a few games together and they've looked very well commingling him and Donovan Mitchell. I'm saying because Mitchell's obviously he's a 23 to 28 shots a game guy, um, but a lot of talent there in Cleveland now. See if they can mix it all together. But I would say Harden moving was probably the most shocking because of how the Clippers went, and then the Cleveland move. Apparently, there was talks internally about that, but that kind of took the league a little bit sideways. They didn't Nobody really saw that one coming.
Yeah. We'll
But that's
see.
NBA trade deadline.
Let's say you know a lot more than we do.
Yeah, NBA. I don't sit down and watch a lot of NBA games, but I do follow on just on the backside about what kind of goes on in and out. Um, Shaping up to be I mean, depending what happens in OKC now, because Shay's hurt,
Yep.
so. I'm assuming he'll be healthy come playoff time, and then they're back to the juggernaut that they were last year and beginning of this year. But there's a chance for teams to do some moving up and down in the West, so it's not as much of a clear cut as it seemed. San Antonio quietly in second,
San Antonio's
Yeah.
good, man. They
Yeah,
are
they are.
good.
very good. Wemby's still not even playing 30 minutes a game most nights because they're bringing him back slow as molasses in Alaska, and they're still just chumming right along. So. Yeah, the West is stacked. The Rockets are still there. Denver kind of weathered the storm pretty well with Jokic out for there a couple weeks. So Phoenix, who's in seventh, probably the biggest surprise. I mean, unless you want to say San Antonio, a lot of people expected San Antonio to make a big leap, maybe not to second, but I mean, after they sold off KD and the salary deal they were in, Bradley Beal, that situation was a mess from the beginning. I know they're in seventh, but a lot of teams expected them to be 500 at best, and they're 10 games over 500. So even yet you get down to the lower level of the West, a
Don't
lot of
do it.
talent there deep.
That's
I
what I
thought
was
you were
just
going.
looking at this. I was just looking at the standings, like the top seven. All it's a 9 game gap. I mean, it's tight. I mean, two through five, two through six. It's like all
Yeah,
right there. It's like you said, a lot of movement can happen with that. So
yeah.
How far out of the pills?
About as far out.
as the
About as
Wizards.
far as you could be. They're not the furthest out because Sacramento's still worse, but about as far out as you could be.
It's crazy.
I would say
So,
out of all the investments that Shaq has made in his life, I would say the Sacramento Kings is probably up there as a wide margin number one.
dude, NBA franchises are worth a lot of money. It don't matter if it's the Kings or who it is.
Yeah.
Um, so I guess the Zion experiment probably we can go ahead and say it didn't work.
He's just another health thing, man. Whenever he's
Yeah.
playing
Yeah,
and like the hype, Wimby kind of stole the Zion hype probably because like Zion was the freak. Like he's six
yeah,
six, but he plays above the rim like he's 7'2" with the insane bounce and just physical. You know, I'm not gonna go off and say he's Shaq, but like for his size, he was bullying guys
yeah,
like someone you would expect Shaq to do, not a guy that's 6'6".
Mhm.
And then when Wimby comes in at 7'2", now he's grown to like 7'5", absolute freak of nature. So that kind
yeah,
of quieted, and Zion just not playing. But man, whenever he does, dude, I mean,
yeah. He's good, but
he's still good. I mean, and he's still. This is his age 25 season,
I know
and
It feels like
that's
he's
the
been around forever.
that's the crazy part about NBA because these
he
guys,
went in the league at 19.
and
Yeah.
you know, they come in so early. So like, well, yeah, they're 7 year vets. They're 25. You know,
It's crazy.
I want to say I heard a rumor that the NBA was considering putting a year cap, like a college cap on there of like the or no, what were we talking about? Oh, I think it was baseball. That's what we talked
Yeah,
about.
baseball
That
getting rid of
baseball's
high school.
the high school draft. Yeah, that's what it was.
yeah,
Um,
the NBA flirted with you know, they tried the G League or the Ignite and all that crap. It didn't really go well. They flirted with getting rid of the college rule, letting kids come out straight out of high school, but with how NIL works and everything, like Cooper Flag went to college for a year, but he went to college as a 17-year-old. So like guys, if you have the talent, guys are just gonna forgo their senior year of high school if they have the credits, go to their 1 year college, and then they're essentially coming out at the same age anyway.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, for sure.
and they get to make a year of money in college as well. So, I think they'll probably leave it.
True. We'll see if there's what 30 games left in the season still, so
Yeah, roughly.
still a lot to play for. When's the All-Star break?
Good God.
I think it already happened. I think the All Star break
Uh,
happened already.
no, it's next week, or is it
Yeah,
Okay.
or is it the later part of this week?
they played on Tuesday.
They could. They honestly could.
No, I'm joking. Yeah, no. I have no idea. I thought it already happened, but
No, it definitely hasn't happened. I just don't know what date it really is. What's today, the 11th?
yeah.
So it's coming up because like the Rockets just blew a 13-point lead in the fourth quarter to go into the All-Star break because their next game isn't until next Thursday.
Oh God.
But yeah, I mean, their All-Star weekend isn't any better. They keep shuffling things around, and they're leading off with the 3-point contest and
Yeah.
trying to do. They got rid of the skills competition. They brought back some other stuff, and dunk contest is still a joke. Now they have this new format with like three different teams gonna play each other, and they did it like by age.
Mm,
So there's two U.S. teams, one younger, one older, and then just a world team that is just way better than any team that's ever been constructed. So,
yeah. I won't be watching.
No.
eh,
Not gonna worry about that.
Mm-mm.
yeah, I'm not either.
College baseball's coming up, Lucas.
Yeah, LSU back to back this year. That's all we got to
Calling
say.
it. Yep. Saw UCLA number one coming in, right?
Yeah, in certain polls, I think LSU's Baseball America or USA Today. There's like 15 different polls in college baseball, but UCLA is up there in one of them, or a few of them, and LSU's in another few. But Yeah, I mean, the SEC grind. I mean, once we get into that, the first few weeks of college baseball is a lot about figuring out who goes where, get your rotation set, that kind of stuff. But I mean, LSU's. This is Jay Johnson's most talented roster from top to bottom.
Oh wow.
The pitching staff is unbelievable. It's kind of wild. Multiple guys throwing mid to high 90s from both sides of the mound. Lineup 1 through 9, it can rake. So yeah, high expectations. But again, it's always about, do the guys get complacent? They just want a natty. It's hard to go back to back. Um, but they definitely have the team to do it. Texas is going to be very good this year too. Mississippi State's looking to bounce back. Ole Miss is really good. Texas A&M probably. I mean, I know a lot of the guys. They had a pretty good recruiting class. I don't know. Obviously, Lavallette's gone. Some of the big names, but is Kent still there? No, Kent left too.
Yankees
Um,
organization.
yeah, but no, the SEC's. I feel like the last 20 years, Omaha's been littered with SEC teams, and I expect the same this year. Florida, really good too. Um, Vandy's been kind of down a little bit the past few years, but I expect them to be good as well. So,
Is Tennessee
um,
like a wild card now that
very much so.
now that Tony's in San Francisco?
Very much so. I mean, I'm sure I didn't really dive too deep into their recruiting class and their transfer portal class, but that's where he made his bread and butter.
Correct.
Getting all those high leverage arms from across the country in the transfer portal. But I think like his assistant coach just kind of took over the role there, so I'm sure there's some continuity to kind of keep guys and uh, still kind of do the whole recruiting thing. But I expect them to be good still for sure. Um, I don't think they're just a flash in the pan kind of thing. I think they built something up where Tennessee got behind it, like the fan base got behind it, and so they want to see more. Um, so we'll see. Yeah, it's going to be very fun this year for sure. I'm excited to for first pitch on Friday
I would just
for
ask because
sure.
I've been there, and then whenever you promote from within, it doesn't always go it doesn't always go great.
For sure. Agreed, 100%. And I mean, you just never know.
Yeah,
But just like Texas A&M, like I feel like Tennessee has started to invest in the program, and so that makes a big difference too, especially in the NIL era, where you can get players to come on campus that know how to play baseball very well. So
Should be fun. Hoping our
Coastal's gonna,
Bobcats can make a little run this year too.
nah, Coastal's gonna absolutely destroy the
Yeah.
Sun Belt, dude.
Well, I was listening to a podcast about Texas State, and they said that we're gonna be super young this year. There's some good
Yeah,
talent coming in, but just gonna be very young. So
yeah.
we'll see. But yeah,
They'll win.
I
They'll
figure
win some
Coastal will be able
games.
to run.
Yeah, yeah. It's
We'll still get
they'll
our we'll still get our win against Texas and A&M in the midweek
yeah,
against their eighth starter.
yeah. Midweek games. Yeah, it's
That's right.
but
I've been
yeah,
I've been following a little college basketball too. That's been fun to watch too. There's been some really good games. Just falling through underdog, uh, Big 12 and SEC. Like both of those, like there's some like it's just loaded. It's the same thing as like baseball's gonna be, where it's just every game it's just loaded, like just big time matchups. So
now
looking
it's
forward.
basketball in Louisiana doesn't matter, dude. Like,
Hey, LSU's
Brian.
not bad this year.
dude,
Brian, they're not good.
LSU just lost by 29 on their home court to
Yeah,
a mediocre
uh,
Arkansas team.
yeah.
yeah,
LSU's not very good, but the college
yeah.
L,
basketball has been very good.
LSU women's basketball is good, but I mean, hopefully they do well. But I dude, Louisiana right now is a baseball and football. I mean, it's football first no matter what, but basketball is always going to be on the back burner in Baton Rouge.
Dude, you're always sleeping on gymnastics, man.
Dude, I am. I think they're number 2 in the country, dude, or number 3
Every school is always whatever sport is best school. Like that's
for
that's that's
sure.
that's the truth of the matter. Like if LSU basketball goes and reels off an SEC title
Oh,
1 year, they're like, "Oh, LSU basketball." Like, yeah,
well, but there's still football first. Whenever you listen to a podcast or watch a show, like if something crazy goes or something minuscule goes down in the football ops area,
yeah,
like that's going to be the first thing talked about, even before a big
correct.
basketball win.
Lucas, there's people at Indiana University right now saying Indiana's a football school. When the
Yeah.
first
Sure,
100 and whatever years of their university, they have 100% been a basketball school. But there's
that's
people that
fair.
make the argument now that they're definitely a football school.
Yeah, dude, I will say A&M has a dynasty in meat judging, dude.
Do we
Ser
really?
Dude,
I haven't even seen this.
it is wild. Like I think Texas A&M's won like the last 8 natties or something in meat judging.
Oh God, the TikTok comments on A&M winning and meat judging are going to be awful.
Let's
What am
see.
I looking at?
What?
Oh, there was like three different screens on here. But
Oh, my bad. I was looking up the meat judging championships.
yeah, I don't know if we should keep saying meat judging. This is probably not going to go over very well. All the Texas fans are going to have a field day with that.
Yeah.
They can't win a football game, but damn, can them boys judge some meat?
Dude, I just typed in meat judging national champions. Texas A&M University is the dominant force in collegiate meat judging. Oh
Oh God.
God. Dude, they hold the record with 17 natties, bro.
God, dude. Hang the banner.
I'm just going to stop while I'm still somewhat ahead.
No,
Oh
I mean, y'all
man.
got track and field for a while. I don't know how good they are anymore, but y'all were
Oh
really
yeah.
good.
Everybody's two favorite sports, track and field and meat judging.
Oh,
Track's fun,
oh,
guys. Track is fun.
That's
I'll convince,
awesome.
like y'all try to convince me soccer's fun. I'll try to keep convincing y'all track's fun.
Hey, track can be electric, man, especially
it
the
absolutely.
relays.
Oh,
Like,
yeah. I agree. Oh, gosh.
I'm sure
All
meat
right.
judging's electric too, dude. We just gotta we just gotta check it out.
Dude, I'm gonna go look at some YouTube videos to see kind of how that goes
Look,
down.
I wouldn't type. Be
I'm not
careful what
Googling
site
it.
you type in meat judging, Lucas.
It's gonna be on YouTube.
Make sure you put kid friendly in the cursor. Like
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh man, we have a lot of fun here.
oh yeah. Oh man.
Mm,
That's
I
all I
gotta
got,
hold back.
guys.
Me too.
Yeah. All right. We appreciate everybody watching. Continue to like, subscribe, share, tell your friends, tell your family. Watch the meat judging. And until next time, we'll see you next week.
See ya.